Yeah, there we go. Looks like all of my cosplays are officially sorry out right by now. So yeah, really glad I've got a good number of them right by now. So sorry about that, folks. I didn't hear you come in. So yeah, I guess anyways. Hey guys, this is Ackley SamAttack4427 here with a very special video for all of you guys, and yeah, I'm so sorry that I actually didn't see you there right now. I was a little bit too busy looking over the amount of cosplays that I got in my closet for sure, and even did a little organizing, of course, a good number of them, and it's quite fitting for, of course, today's video, because when I really look back on them, I've actually done a fine job in organizing some really good cosplays. And it's actually a good reason why I've actually mentioned that for sure, because ever since I actually jumped on board on it back in 2015, I've actually organized some really great ones for sure, ranging from the ones that I would either buy myself, or of course I would actually handcraft myself through a lot of sewing that I have to do, and in the end, I've actually came up with, of course, some really great ones for sure, and I'm really proud on how well I've actually done them for sure, and even get to wear them at conventions that I've gone to past to present. They're still well worth it for sure, and yeah, I guess with nearly 20 cosplays that I've put together for quite a long time now, I've actually really picked out some really good ones that I think are actually really good fits for sure. Hell, I dare even say for the past year, I've now done an entire series on that, to which I'm actually really proud that I've actually got to do. That's how great it is. Phew, well, now that's more like it being my regular setup right now, So yeah, anyways, I bet all of you guys are wondering, what does my cosplays have to do with today's video? Well, I bring this up, to be honest, because there's actually one thing revolving around my cosplays that I've hardly ever done for sure, that I'm starting to get myself into doing more and more about now. That being, of course, my cosplay photo shoots right about now. So yeah, I guess I kind of figure in today's video, I will, of course, talk about my time with, of course, well, cosplay photo shoots in general. Just mainly a whole, pretty much, you know exactly what I'm talking about, just a whole photo shoot revolving around my cosplays and stuff. And yeah, I guess it's no big surprise that a lot of cosplayers have actually done this several times for sure, and even I myself have actually have been doing it very recently for the past few years. So yeah, I guess it's quite fitting that I would go ahead and talk about it in today's video right now. So yeah, I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into my time with, well, cosplay photo shoots. So yeah. Now, before I can actually dive right into the main subject of what I'm going to be talking about in this video, I bet all of you guys are wondering, pretty much before the ones I'm going to be diving into, do I have any other cosplay photo shoots that I did well beforehand? Honestly, no, to be honest, because yeah, it's actually quite interesting, because during the nearly the past decade of visiting conventions, and even the past 7 years putting together some really incredible cosplays for sure, in terms of actually doing some actual cosplay photo shoots for once. Sadly, I've never actually gotten into them for sure, because yeah, truth be told, I've actually done little to none of any cosplay photo shoots in general for sure, because yeah, mainly because I'm pretty much during my time at conventions, I usually keep myself under budget for sure, hence why I only keep myself limited to about 4 to 5 cons a year, but I still hope to do more later on when the time comes. But in terms of actually doing some actual cosplay photo shoots, again, I've actually done little to none exactly. I've never actually booked a photographer that would actually get me signed up for one for sure, and even when I did, it's pretty much at a very cheap price for sure, and yeah, nothing too expensive for sure, because yeah, cosplay photo shoots can be as expensive as, well, actual cosplays themselves. But granted, there are some exceptions I've actually done. Like, of course, I did a good number of course, some photo shoot shots over at photo booths at a good number of conventions I've been to. 3 of the ones being, of course, TorCon, Anime Boston, and Heroes and Villains Con for sure. And let's not forget to mention, speaking of Anime Boston, I did participate in a full-on cosplay meetup at that said con back in 2018, devoted to Sailor Moon, which I have to say is still a lot of fun for sure, and I'm really glad I got to participate in it. Hell, I dare even say I really do admire the time of course, I'm surrounded with a bunch of Chibiusa and Sailor Moon cosplayers around the time for sure. It was actually really great fun right now, so. But yeah, I guess in terms of doing like actual cosplay photo shoots for myself, I've never actually done it in all my life. But that wasn't until for the past few years, for sure, that I've actually explored a whole lot in terms of this subject matter. And believe it or not, based on the notes that I've gathered, I've actually came up with, of course, pretty much 3 cosplay photo shoots that I did actually do during my time that, believe it or not, is actually pretty much what I'm going to be talking about here today, just to reflect back on, of course, my time on that. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about pretty much the main cosplay photo shoots that I've done for the past few years. And just to keep one thing in mind, I am going to be showing the actual pictures that were showcased in those cosplay photo shoots for sure. Yeah. But mainly, of course, the people who actually took the pictures during the time for sure. Yeah, any ones that had, of course, revolve around my family members and stuff, I probably still show, but probably just not include to be honest. But we shall wait and see on the hang for sure. But yeah, these are the ones that I've actually done very recently that I might as well go ahead and talk about here today. So yeah, I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about them. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, I think we might as well go ahead and talk about all of them. So first off is, of course, pretty much not 1, not 2, but 3 cosplay photo shoots that I actually did get to do during my time at, of course, Salt City Comic Con back in 2019. So yeah, pretty much starting things off with, of course, 3 cosplay photo shoots that I've actually done that I'm actually really quite proud of for sure. And yeah, I think I might as well go ahead and dive right into it. So yeah, I guess if anything, in terms of Salt City Comic Con back in 2019, I say it's actually a really fun. It was actually a really fun blast for sure. Pretty much got to meet up with a good number of my friends, bought a whole lot of stuff from vendors and artists, and of course, pretty much got to participate in some panels and events, particularly the cosplay contest while I was here. And I was lucky enough to meet some guests for sure, like, of course, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters fame, Butch Patrick from The Monsters, and let's not forget to mention, I did have the privilege to officially meet one of my heroes for sure that got me into, of course, reviewing movies on this channel for quite a long time now, particularly during my time making videos. That being, of course, Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, which, yeah, you could probably tell from, of course, this picture for sure. It was actually a really fun blast for sure. But anyways, back onto the main subject. Needless to say, Salt City Comic Con is, of course, a fun blast that had said year for sure. And for it to be my follow-up to, of course, my first time back in 2018, I say it really was well worth it for sure. So yeah, and let's not forget to mention, much like my time at Heroes and Villains Con at that said year, I actually got to debut a different version of course, yeah, pretty much wear a different version of my gender bend Ruby Rose cosplay that I did. That being, of course, my take on, of course, her outfit during her time at Mistral from volumes 4, 5, and 6, with a little bit of volume 7 for sure. So yeah, it was actually a really fun ride, and I'm really glad I wore it for that said con. And yeah, it was actually a really great one for sure. So yeah, and of course, as expected, I did actually do a few photo shoots that I actually did for sure. 2 of which I've already booked well in advance just to get that going. And of course, the first one that I did is of course pretty much with of course Luna being photography, which I have to say, for it to be my very first photo shoot that I did, literally at the moment when I first got into that con, it was actually well worth it, and it really did kick things off with a bang for sure, and yeah. I guess, needless to say, it was, of course, fun to do for sure. Pretty much all we did is, of course, we got to go over to, of course, a staircase over at the exhibition center where the con is taking place during at the time, but not to worry, that is explained in, of course, on my vlog that I did a few years ago, so definitely go check that one out. And, of course, yeah. And let's not forget to mention it actually leads all the way up to, of course, the VIP lounge during the time, to which, yeah, truth be told, I never actually been up there because I didn't get a VIP ticket during that time. But I still have to say, we did make good use of the staircase leading all the way up there for sure. And you can tell by the pictures right about now, we really utilized it quite well. And I'm really impressed on how well these pictures came out for sure. So yeah. Needless to say, I really had a fun time with, of course, that photo shoot, and yeah, that's just only one of 3 that I actually did. The next one that I did following afterwards came out of random, and actually did lead me to, of course, participating anyway before I can get right on to, of course, doing what I need to do at that con for sure. So yeah, and of course, the second one that I did is, of course, done by CP Photography, which, again, didn't actually pretty much of anything. It was a fun ride for sure, and I'm really glad I got to do it. And of course, I did know the photographer that came before and I actually did get a picture of course, from him in my Ruby Rose cosplay during my time at Heroes and Villains Con that year. But this one, of course, I was, of course, roped into thanks to a bit of a recommendation from a friend of mine that did actually go there as well, that I kind of figured that I would, of course, jump right into as well for sure. So yeah, needless to say, I'm really glad I got to do it as well, and I have to say it was really well worth it nonetheless, and I'm really impressed on how well these pictures as shown here actually did turn out. So, and that will, of course, lead to the third cosplay photo shoot that I did right around after that one, but still actually got to do after being bombarded by other stuff going on at the con that I need to get out of the way, and that being, of course, one by of course, Pandanda Photography. I do indeed apologize if I mispronounce it, but yeah, needless to say, that is, of course, the third photo shoot that I did at that con around that year, and again, we actually didn't do much for sure, but we did actually go outside during the time for sure, and of course, needless to say, around the time we actually did that, it of course stopped raining around that time, and yes, by the way, I did spend the entirety of the con indoors because, yeah, it was of course raining and thundering during the time the con was actually going on for sure, but thankfully it did stop, and of course we actually did go outside and of course did it, and again, based on the pictures as shown in this video, I have to say it was, of course, really well worth it, and I'm really glad I got to do it. So yeah, that is just only the start on, of course, what's going on. And with those 3 that I've actually done, I'm really impressed on how well they came out for sure. It was really well worth it. Alright, so now that I got the first one is out of the way, we might as well go ahead and jump right into the second cosplay photo shoot that I've done for sure, and believe it or not, we might as well jump 3 years later, all the way to present day for sure. Well, technically it only happened a few months ago, but still pressing nevertheless. And that being, of course, well, pretty much my Miss Kobayashi cosplay from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So So yeah, I guess ever since I've actually gotten as a Christmas present back in 2019, I've been meaning to, of course, debut at a con for some time, and thankfully during my time at TorCon this year, which was my epic comeback to visiting conventions for sure, it actually is well worth it. I'm really glad I got to finally do it for sure, and needless to say, I did have an interesting story that actually did occur around that time. For starters, I think right around in 2020, just as I'm getting myself ready to get myself fully pumped into, of course, jumping right into that con that's going to be coming up, I actually got to get in contact, of course, pretty much Chris of course, Curiosity Creatives. I do indeed apologize if I mispronounce it for sure, which I have to say, from what I heard, he's actually a really good photographer for sure, and thankfully, I decided to jump in on the opportunity to officially decide to go for it for sure, and I've actually made my pre-payment to him back in 2020 just to get myself ready to go, and I think I kind of did the same thing with, of course, Pandanda Photography around that said time, as I wanted to try to do something like that again, but yeah, needless to say, Chris is, of course, one photographer I've always wanted to work with for another cosplay photo shoot, so yeah, got all pre-paid for sure, and I'm all set and ready to go. But unfortunately, that was, of course, canceled, and I got a refund on that because, well, the convention that I mentioned, TorCon, at that year, had to be canceled because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is actually such a shame, to be honest. But thankfully, around 2 years later, when I went back to TorCon 2022, which I have to say, again, still is a fun blast for sure, and I'm glad I got to go there, as it is my epic comeback to visiting conventions. I decided to try again, by, of course, with another photographer that I actually got to work with, and that being, of course, Gina. Yeah, and if you have recalled, if you have seen my vlog, of course, that said con back a few months ago when I went to that con, you know that Vaporeon cosplayer I was, of course, hanging around with for a little while? Yeah, that is actually Gina for sure, so yeah, I guess needless to say, since I actually was kind enough to come back to a TorCon this year, I decided to try again by, of course, booking a nice photo shoot by, of course, Gina, and yeah, I have to say, it was, of course, a real fun blast for sure, and I guess as shown in these, a good number of pictures for sure, we've actually got some shots outside, and we actually got a good number of shots from, of course, the elevator hanging downstairs, and of course, we actually did get some really good shots right around downstairs for sure, which, yeah, I guess from the pictures from what I'm actually showing right now, it really does show, and I'm really glad I got to do it, and especially utilizing my Miss Kobayashi cosplay entirely, so yeah, I guess needless to say, it was, of course, a real fun time to, of course, actually do this photo shoot for sure, and finally got to do one ever since I finally went to that said con in, of course, my Miss Kobayashi cosplay. So yeah, pretty much been a long time coming, but I'm really glad I got to do it, and I couldn't help but thank Gina for that. And yeah, pretty much all the pictures that Gina took that I've, of course, posted on my social media, you can definitely check them out through there as well. And let's not forget to mention, I did showcase all of them for sure in the ending section of course, my TorCon 2022 vlog that I posted a few months ago. So yeah, I guess needless to say, I'm really glad I got to do it for sure. It was really well worth it. And that will, of course, lead into, of course, the final cosplay photo shoot that I've actually done, which is, quite frankly, very recent for sure, but I'm actually really proud to do it for sure, and granted, it's not done by an actual photographer, but one of my family members for sure, but but I did actually gain a lot of good traction for sure, and even gained some really great direction from the people that I was working with during my visit there, but I still think it qualifies enough to actually be a part of it. And of course, what better way to do that is, of course, on one of my recent cosplays that I've shown off for some time, and that being, of course, Barbara from Genshin Impact as a ballerina. So yeah, I guess if you actually know me hands down, I know for sure that I really love my ballerina Barbara cosplay. I've really worked hard on it for, quite frankly, over a year for sure, and getting to show off the final product in its entirety, I'm really satisfied on how well it actually turned out for sure. Everything from, of course, utilizing as much of Barbara aspects into, of course, this cosplay to, of course, crafting out, of course, some really great material that I've came up with, yeah. Or, of course, I gathered to, of course, make the bodice, and, of course, the amount of madness I had to went through sewing all that tulle to make that tutu, and let's not forget to mention other pretty much ballet essentials to help make this cosplay possible, which, in the end, actually came out fantastic for sure. So yeah, seeing of how I have been wanting to debut at a future convention that'll be coming up, to which, by the way, I am slated to do that right around later on this year, to which I'm really excited for. I've actually decided to do something with it that I think actually would be quite nice. So yeah, what I decided to do is, of course, I decided to bring it to a local dance studio, to which, in case a lot of you guys may not know, I actually did bring it to, of course, a local dance studio that has been popping up for quite some time whenever I hit up town, but I've never actually came in a visit for sure, and that being, of course, the Cortland Performing Arts Institute, and all that is for sure is, of course, a really nice dance school that they have literally on Main Street in Cortland that actually teaches the students that actually visit there all sorts of dance styles, such as, of course, tap, jazz, contemporary, musical theater, and, of course, in the subject of course, on my cosplay that I got, that being, of course, ballet. So yeah, pretty much ever since I finally got that cosplay done, and even with plans to wear for any future conventions coming up, I decided to get in touch with, of course, the people at the Cortland Performing Arts Institute, to which, by the way, pretty much the person I worked with, Stacy, at the sewing shop Magpie Custom Creations, where I made my cosplay, has actually known for some time to actually see if I can come and actually pay a visit and that's a dance studio in my ballerina Barbara cosplay, and hopefully get some good pictures for a nice photo shoot, almost making it look like Barbara from Genshin Impact herself is actually in that said outfit taking ballet lessons. So yeah, it was actually a really big of a chore to get in touch with the people writing there, and especially seeing of how busy they are with, of course, what they need to do, but thankfully, I did manage to finally get a response from them, and of course, I actually settled, of course, pretty much on a date and time on when that happened, and that being, of course, right around last week when I'm recording this video, that being Sunday, July 10th, at right around 12:30, So yeah, finally got that secured for sure, and what ended up happening next is that right around when the day actually came for sure, and especially seeing of how I did already see Thor: Love and Thunder the day before, I've actually strapped on my cosplay, and of course I officially went there for sure. Thanks to a lot of help from, of course, my mom, who decided to tag along with me to not only get the pictures for that said photo shoot, but also pretty much show up there for moral support. So yeah, and of course, needless to say, it went fantastically well. Pretty much, I've of course met up with, of course, the owner of that said pretty much that said dance studio, whose name is Cindy, and of course her pretty much her daughter, and not to mention one of the teachers there who is also a actress, singer, dancer, and choreographer, Ashley Hapling. I do indeed apologize if I mispronounce her name, and they were, of course, really fascinated with, of course, pretty much my cosplay that I put together, and of course, seeing how they were kind enough to actually let me come there. We've actually gained access to one of their studios for sure, and of course, Aisling, who of course decided to show up there for sure. I have to say, my God, she actually gave out some really great direction during the time of the photo shoot for sure, and I'll be honest, I'm no ballet expert for sure, but the way she actually gave out some good direction, I've really learned a whole lot from her, and it's really actually quite amazing. And again, based on the fantastic pictures that I'm showing off to, of course, right here, all thanks to, of course, my mom taking them, I'm really fascinated on how they actually turned out. Again, it actually did utilize, of course, the idea of course, Barbara from Genshin Impact herself in that outfit, actually taking ballet lessons for sure. So yeah, and there's even one point where, of course, I did a little reenactment on a piece of fan art that I actually found on Google Images, which, yeah, based on the pretty much the two that I'm showing off side by side, I've really reenacted them quite well, and of course, I did some good number of stuff on one of the bars they actually have there, and I even did some nice poses as well, and to top it all off, I have, of course, really went down onto the floor to admire the ballet slippers as part of my cosplay, and of course, even Ashley was kind enough to spread out the entire tutu of that cosplay to actually make it all the more pretty while I was doing that, and yeah, I have to say, this is definitely my favorite out of all the photo shoots that I've actually done for sure, and yeah, I'm really proud of it for sure, and I couldn't help but thank everyone at the Performing Arts Institute for letting us do that for sure. So yeah, pretty great warm-up before I'll wear for any future conventions coming up, and who knows, I'll definitely take up that little bit of experience I had during that day to utilize it for my cosplay for when I'll wear for any future conventions, but we shall wait and see on that. But needless to say, I'm really proud of that photo shoot for sure. And so yeah, I guess that's pretty much exactly that, and I have to say, overall, despite the fact that I've only done 3 that I've done in recent years, I'm actually really quite impressed, of course, the amount of cosplay photo shoots that I've actually done. Sure, I will admit, there are some parts that actually did go well, resulting in some really great finished product. While the process to, of course, gain them booked up for sure, it can be a bit of a hassle, but if you actually get the basics down just fine, I think it's actually really well worth it. So yeah, I have to say I'm really proud of course, the 3 that I've actually showcased in, of course, this video right about now, and for someone who has actually done a good number of cosplays for some time, and especially wearing them at conventions for sure. And even coming out of course, doing a little bits of it at some photo booths, and even did some self ones, pretty much at my own house for sure, just to make it look like an actual photo shoot for sure. I'm really glad I took advantage of course, the idea and actually do actual cosplay photo shoots for sure, and yeah, I know for sure that with plenty more conventions I'll be going to in the near future, I do hope to plan on doing more cosplay photo shoots later on for sure. Yeah, it can be a bit of a hassle to try to do, but needless to say, I'm really looking forward to doing that hands down, and who knows, whatever ones that I'll do next, I'll be sure to show them off when they're officially out for sure. So yeah, I'm really glad I got to do it, and I do hope to do more cosplay photo shoots later on, whether it be at a convention or, of course, somewhere that I think would be a good fit for one for sure. Like, not just the first 2 that I actually mentioned where I did it at that conventions, but also on the latter that I mentioned on, of course, visiting the Cortland Performing Arts Institute in my ballerina barber cosplay for exactly that. So yeah, only time will tell when that'll actually happen, but I'm really looking forward to doing more cosplay photo shoots in the near future. So yeah. And so yeah, I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and of course, as usual, if you have any constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future, then by all means go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future, which is actually appropriate within the subject of today's video, then go ahead and send me an email to this email address, backley95@hotmail.com. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos in the near future, as well as plenty of other stuff that I got going on, including stuff related to my cosplays in general, then follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided. All the links to them are down in the description box below. And of course, if you want to show your support for me and see some sneak peeks to videos that I got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome awards that will help fit into your budget, then feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/AckleyTagTV. And if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of on my channel, if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on the notification bell and select all notifications, so that way you'll be notified once I upload a brand new video. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and yeah, trust me when I say I do have more videos coming up very, very soon, and of course, whatever ones I've got revolving around my cosplays, I'll be sure to let you guys know when that comes around. But I guess until then, I might as well go ahead and sell along more videos that I got coming up very, very soon. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.